link to the game's itch.io page in the description, which will be updated soon to fix the memory leaks and hopefully include a web version. The project's also on GitHub, but you probably shouldn't look at that. Anyway, that's all, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Game jams are an event in which game developers, and people that think they're game developers, try to create a game from scratch within a set amount of time. They usually follow set rules and/or a set theme. Every year, Game Maker's Toolkit hosts the GMTK Game Jam, and the rules are quite simple. You have 48 hours to make a game under the set theme, which this year, the set theme is Out of Control. So let's give it a shot. So 8 hours into the game jam, I finally had an idea. The theme Out of Control can be interpreted many different ways, the most common being a situation that is out of control, which basically means there's a situation and it's out of control. But I had a different interpretation. I wanted to create a puzzle platformer game where a player has a set amount of moves to complete each level. If the player runs out of moves, they lose control of the player. Therefore, the player is out of control. Now I know what you're thinking. That's a stupid idea. That would never win the competition. Well, the joke's on you because I didn't even finish in time. To start the game, I created a simple platform engine. Essentially, I wanted more of a snap-based movement system, as opposed to the traditional platformer movement. What this means is, instead of holding down arrow keys to move, you have to press an arrow key each time you want to move. This movement system is very reminiscent of traditional roguelike games, so it was very interesting implementing this into a platform game. It also saves me about 36 hours trying to figure out how to track steps smoothly with a traditional platform movement system. This way, every time I press an arrow key, I move and it takes a step away. Simple. After spending hours trying to figure out how to program a simple platform engine, I designed this character and started pulling together a few levels, just to get an idea of how the game would look. An important thing about game jams is to keep your scope small. Since you only have a set amount of time to make a game, you need to have an idea that is possible to create within that amount of time. For me, worst case scenario, I would just make level 3 impossible to complete and say there's 20 levels, but so far we seem to be moving along at an okay pace. This system fucking sucked. After playing the game, I found it was extremely annoying and difficult to track specific movements. I originally wanted each level to only have a set amount of times you can move left, right, and jump, but that didn't really turn out to be the greatest way to go about it. So after figuring out the best way to go about changing this, I changed it so that all movement is tracked as one. Whether you jump, move left, move right, anything, it will be tracked as a step. If you get to 0 steps, you can no longer move, aka you're out of controls. Instead of creating a set amount of steps per specific level, for example level 3 you have 20 steps, level 4 you have 800 steps, I just changed it so it's 48 steps per level. Using the idea of 48 steps, I called the game 48 steps because you have 48 steps per level. If you don't use all your steps, they carry over to the next level. However, if you die, you're back at 48 steps. I added in this little booster which would give you an extra 48 steps. I added in a few obstacles, and the game was coming along good. Except, there was one issue. We were running out of time. There was only 20 hours left, but there was so much that needed to be added. Firstly, we wanted to add particles. Now, I don't know how to do particles. I don't even know what particles are. However, using this helpful guide on the official Game Maker Studio website, I learned how to download templates, steal code, and put it in your game. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not allowed in game jams. You're supposed to write every piece of code yourself. Well, the joke's on you because I didn't submit it anyway. No, seriously, I didn't submit this game. An important part of game jams is taking breaks, not spending 48 hours straight on a game, making sure to eat, rest, and accidentally take 18 hours off. With 2 hours to go, my only priority was fix the fucking particles. As cool as the preset template particles were, they didn't really fit my game. So after a bit of digging around, I found this awesome asset in the marketplace by RM2K Dev called simple particle editor. Essentially, this allowed easy creation of particles, so I do recommend this tool. It is super helpful, especially if you have no idea what you're doing. Like me, after we fixed the door transition particles, we added in a menu, some new levels, and we were not finished. So, I actually didn't finish the game in time. I know, very disappointing. However, this was my first game jam ever. I learnt a lot, especially how to make particles without typing any code. And I had a lot of fun making this game. But we weren't finished yet. Even though I didn't meet the submission deadline, I wanted to finish this game. We added in animated spikes, shooting spikes, different puzzles, a dash feature. So if you press space, you can dash. If you press space twice, you can double dash. This is personally my favorite feature in the game. We polished up the game, and we were finally ready. We were finished. It only took an extra 96 hours, but we were finished. All right, now that the game's finished, I think it's time we give it a shot. So I've already play tested the game. Everything works. It's been uploaded to itch.io. You can play with the link in the description. But this is going to be my first time playing it from start to finish, or at least trying to play it and win from start to finish. Now, I'll just warn you, if you want to play the game yourself, this might act as a bit of a walkthrough. So go play the game first if you don't want the game spoiled. But we're going to do that real quick and we're going to begin. So level 1, nice and simple. You have 48 steps to complete each level. The steps you don't use will carry over to the next level. If you run out of steps, you lose all control. Use the arrow keys to move and jump, and I think that's just about it. Now, I didn't really have a story for this game. As you can see, this is all you get for story. Is you have one mission, escape. So yeah, very very mysterious. But as you can see, we've spawned in here. We've got 48 steps. We've got 0 deaths, so we're going to try to keep that to a minimum. Two things that work really well with this game is speedrunning and trying to play with the least amount of deaths possible. So we're going to try to do the second one because I'm not speedrunning this. Boom! There we go, level 1 complete. Like I said, this might act as a bit of a walkthrough because I sort of already know how to complete all the levels, so I'm not going to pretend that I don't. But if you do see me struggle with some levels, that is real. I've tried to make the levels as progressive as possible and as balanced as possible, but there are some levels in here that are actually tough to finish. I think the snap movement system actually works really well because you have to sort of time your jumps in some cases, and it really fits into the idea of being a puzzle platformer as opposed to a regular platformer. But as you can see, this is where it gets dangerous. Spikes are starting to pop up now. Oh, now I'm just showing off. No! Are you joking? And now I'm back to 48 steps. Classic. Alright, should we try to go the easy way or should we go the hard way? We'll go the hard way. We'll risk it and we'll die. Alright, we're gonna try that again because I am not happy if I die in my own game. Let's just take the long way. I don't really care at this stage. Oh my god. So even though I didn't actually complete it within the set 48-hour time frame that was given, I probably spent a little under 48 hours, maybe around that mark to complete the game total. It was just spread across a week. The game was probably made in about 48 hours. Honestly, when I play levels like this, I sit here thinking, who the fuck made this game? Then I realize it was this dumbass. Averaging about 1 death per level, so that's a pretty decent succession at the moment. Yeah, so this is where shooting arrows start getting involved, and they can really catch you off guard if you're not careful. So, I should clear it. Perfect. Now, okay, this level right here, pain in the ass. When I was testing this level, I literally played it about, I'm gonna say close to 100 times, and I died each time. It wasn't impossible, but I just couldn't do it. And I feel like I'm gonna have the same situation right now. But this is where the game really starts to pick up in terms of being more of a puzzle, because you have to really pick specific routes you want to go to get the victory. I swear, if I make this in the first go, I'm gonna be so. There we go. Yeah, I'm not lying. It took me about 100 times to. I didn't even beat the level. I tried 100 times and I failed every time. Oh my god. Yeah, there's a lot of things in this game that need polishing. Obviously, when you create a game for a game jam, there's going to be a lot of bugs and a lot of small tweaks that can be added. Who knows, maybe I'll revisit this project in the future if this video smashes 10,000 likes. But for now, I'm pretty happy. It's a pretty short game, for fuck's sake! We've won, we've done it, we've beat the impossible level, and now we can move on to my favorite part, where you learn to dash. So essentially, like I mentioned earlier, you can press space to dash, you can press space twice in a row to do a double dash. This is what it looks like. Dash, cool, double dash, sweet. I think this just adds so much to the game, and there's a lot more, I guess, sort of puzzles that you can add now that there's this extra dash. You know what, I'm gonna risk it and I'm gonna get the extra steps, because why not? And with that, it was time to call it a day. I had a lot of fun playing my own game, it was, I must admit, but unfortunately I didn't complete it for the video. So if you want to give the game a shot, you can check it out with the link in the description. Overall, it sucks I didn't finish it in time to submit it to the game jam, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button. Remember, 10,000 likes and I'll make 48 steps to 96 steps. Like... I'm going to be making Among Us, but Battle Royale edition. Among Us is a game where you're either a crewmate or an imposter.